Hey man, you don't need to tell her you're high value. You don't need to prove it by flashing your bank account, bragging about your hustle, or posting a constant stream of motivational quotes. You don't need loud suits, rented cars, or a carefully curated lifestyle to show what you're made of. Because a truly high-value man doesn't seek to announce himself to the world. He doesn't need to. He moves differently. A high-value man carries himself in a way that naturally demands attention, but not in a desperate or flashy way. It's an energy, an aura that precedes him. People stop, take notice, and feel the shift in the room as he enters. His presence is so grounded, so authentic, that it radiates without effort. It's not about what he says or does, it's about how he makes others feel. She feels it the moment you step into the space. Not with her eyes, but with her intuition, her gut. It's something deeper. A high-value man doesn't chase after validation or approval. He's already aware of his worth. He doesn't need to prove it to anyone. He knows that his mere presence is enough to stir the room, to command respect and attention. He doesn't need to hustle for recognition or fight for admiration. He moves in a way that makes others come to him, because true value is silent, subtle, and speaks volumes without ever uttering a word. He walks with a calm that is undeniable. Every step he takes is deliberate, purposeful, and steady. He breathes slowly with intention. His rhythm never hurried, never rushed. He listens more than he speaks, understanding that true wisdom comes not from the words we say, but from the ones we hear. And when he does speak, it's not about filling the air with noise. It's measured, thoughtful, and deliberate. He doesn't waste words on unnecessary chatter. It's never about quantity, it's about weight. Each word carries meaning, each pause holds significance, and that weight, that is one of the first silent signals she picks up on. You're not trying to prove you're a man because you already know you are. There's no need for grand gestures, no need to chase validation. She watches closely, studying how you respond to attention, how you handle the gaze of others. If it excites you, she knows you don't get much of it. If it distracts you, she understands you haven't yet mastered your focus. But if you remain centered, unfazed, fully in control of yourself, if you absorb the admiration without the need to seek it, she feels your power. That self-assured stillness, that calm in the face of external noise is rare. And what's rare, she remembers. She studies your pace, your ability to move through the world without rushing or forcing anything. You're not scrambling to fill silences with meaningless words or desperate attempts to connect. You move through the moment with ease, knowing that not every space needs to be filled. It's in that quiet confidence, that unspoken assurance, that she recognizes you're not just any man. You're the kind of man who doesn't need to chase. You simply are. You're not scrambling for her approval. You don't chase her attention or seek her validation like it's a prize you need to win. Instead, you move through life with purpose, like a man who has places to go, but never in a rush to get there. Your time, it has immense value. You understand that time is the most expensive currency you can carry, and you spend it wisely. Every minute counts, and you never waste it chasing things or people that don't align with your goals. Another silent signal you send is the way you protect your energy. You don't reveal everything about yourself too quickly. You don't unload your entire life story in the first 10 minutes of conversation. You understand that not everyone deserves access to your inner world right away. You keep pieces of yourself sacred, not because you're hiding, but because you recognize the depth of who you are and you don't give that away easily. You value your emotional space and you honor the fact that the deeper parts of you are earned, not freely given. When she senses this, when she realizes you don't just bleed emotionally for anyone, she understands something crucial. Access to your world, your time, your attention must be earned. And in that moment, she sees you differently. You don't constantly validate her, nor do you give empty compliments or excessive praise. You offer your attention and admiration when it's real, when it's genuine, and when it's truly deserved. Your validation isn't a free prize. It's a privilege, something that holds meaning because you give it intentionally. Quick break. Close your eyes for a second. Picture her, the girl you've always wanted. Feel what it would be like to actually have her. Now open your eyes, because here's the truth. Right now, you're invisible to her. You're getting outcompeted by guys with more money, better looks, higher status, and stronger game. You're playing a rigged game, and you're losing, but I've spent the last 35 years mastering this, studying, testing, and finally finding the secrets to get the girls I always wanted. You want to stop getting ignored? You want her chasing you? Then you need to wake up and act. Click the link in the comments if you are truly committed and take the first step toward becoming that guy. Few spots left. Be fast or miss out your last chance to make her yours. Let's get back to it. And the more you hold back from offering validation just for the sake of it, the more she begins to value what you do give. She starts to appreciate the depth of your attention, the rare moments when you open up or show her that side of you. That's when the dynamic shifts, when she starts chasing understanding, chasing respect, and trying to earn her place in your world rather than taking your presence for granted. When you make it clear that your energy isn't easily accessed, you begin to establish a different kind of power, the kind that commands respect and shifts the entire balance of the relationship. You're not always reachable, and that's not because you're playing games. It's not about keeping her on her toes or trying to create some kind of mystique. It's because you're busy building your future, your legacy. You're in the gym, pushing your limits. You're focused on your mission, constantly working to improve yourself, grow, and evolve. You invest time and energy into your mind, your body, and your future, understanding that these are the pillars that support everything else in your life. Your focus is intentional, and your priorities are clear. When she reaches out to you, she's not met with instant access. She's met with a man who is already full of purpose, full of ambition, full of energy directed towards something greater than just the moment. That fullness, that sense of inner completeness is what makes her crave entry into your world. She knows that to earn a place in your life, she must bring something of value, something that aligns with the man you've already become. She sees that you're not looking for someone to fill a void. You are already whole, and that makes her want to be part of it. She watches closely, observing how you respond to disrespect. A high-value man doesn't bark or lash out when someone disrespects him. He doesn't explode in anger or react emotionally in the heat of the moment. He stays calm, centered, and in control. When faced with disrespect, he withdraws. He disappears from the situation, leaving the other person to feel the absence of his presence. He sets a boundary, not with words or confrontation, but with silence, an absence that speaks louder than any argument ever could. And when she sees you do this, when she witnesses your ability to remain composed and hold your boundaries with dignity, that's when she recalibrates. She realizes that your value isn't something she can simply demand or take for granted. It must be respected. Your silence becomes a powerful reminder of your strength, of your unwavering self-respect, and it forces her to reassess how she approaches you. She learns that your presence is earned and that you will not tolerate disrespect in any form. You're not always posting. You're not out there seeking attention or looking for validation from the world. You don't document every detail of your life for the sake of others' approval. Your life is real. It's lived offline, in the moments that matter, not for public consumption. You know that true value isn't in the number of followers or likes you get. It's in how you live when no one is watching. She sees that. The less you try to show off, the more she realizes you must already have something extraordinary. If you're not trying to prove anything, if you're not constantly broadcasting your success, it speaks volumes about the kind of life you lead. Now she's curious. Now she's intrigued. Now she's drawn in, wanting to understand you more deeply. It's the mystery, the quiet confidence that pulls her in, and she begins to chase something deeper than the surface. She wants to know what makes you tick. What drives you? What fuels the quiet strength that emanates from you? And in that process, she starts to respect you in ways she never would have if you were just another flashy, attention-seeking figure. You don't gossip. You don't engage in trivial conversations about other people, especially other men. You don't waste your energy on petty drama. You don't explain yourself to anyone who's already made up their mind about you. You don't owe them that. You move in silence. You let your actions speak for you, and you don't need to justify your choices to anyone. You choose your battles wisely, knowing that not every disagreement or distraction deserves your time or energy. And that restraint, that ability to stay calm and composed in a world that thrives on noise, tells her everything without a single word. It tells her that you are a man of focus. You are someone who understands what truly matters and won't waste time on the insignificant. That focus, that quiet strength is magnetic. It's a power that doesn't need to be flaunted, but is undeniable when it's felt. Another key signal you send is how you respond when she tests you. When she pulls back, you don't chase after her. You don't beg for her attention or scramble to prove that you're worthy of it. Instead, you breathe. You lean back, confident in yourself and the situation. You let space do what begging never could. It allows her to feel the absence of your attention, and in that space, she'll begin to see the value of what you bring. You understand that in moments of tension, the more you lean into stillness and composure, the more powerful your presence becomes. And when she sees you holding your frame in the heat of her emotion, when you don't flinch or lose your composure, that's when the respect starts to settle in. She begins to recognize that you're a man who stands firm in his beliefs, his actions, and his self-control. That's when the attraction shifts from surface level to something deeper. The respect she gains for you is no longer based on the superficial or the fleeting. It's anchored in your emotional steadiness, in your quiet strength to not bend under pressure. You don't lead with your wallet, with what you own, or what you can spend. You lead with your discipline, your habits, your self-control, and your edge. You've built a life based on more than material wealth. You've cultivated your character, your strength, your focus, and that is what you lead with. She can feel the difference. She can sense when a man's external value is simply a mask for internal emptiness. The flashy car, the big house, the designer clothes, they're hollow if they're not backed up by substance. But you've done the work. You've built yourself into a man whose external success is a reflection of the work you've put into your mind, your body, and your soul, not a cover-up for the lack of them. Your wealth is simply a byproduct of your discipline, not a tool for validation. You dress with intention. Your clothing isn't for flash or attention, it's for alignment. Every piece you wear serves a purpose, clean, fitted, minimal. Your style isn't about standing out or being noticed for the wrong reasons. It's a reflection of your sense of self. The way you dress communicates that you respect yourself enough to pay attention to the details. You don't need to be seen in loud, extravagant outfits because your confidence isn't dependent on external validation. It's rooted in the quiet assurance of who you are. And that presentation, how you carry yourself, how you dress, sends a clear message. You value simplicity and quality over excess. You know that the way you present yourself is a silent signal to the world that you hold yourself to a higher standard. You do this not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you respect yourself. That kind of self-respect is magnetic, and she feels it. When you speak, your word is law. You don't overpromise or make grandiose statements just to appear impressive. You don't sell dreams or give empty assurances. When you say something, it happens. Your actions follow your words. You speak with conviction, and you only commit to what you know you can deliver. That reliability, that silent integrity is what sets you apart from the rest. She starts to see that you are a man of your word, a man who doesn't need to talk about what he's going to do because he's already doing it. Your integrity speaks louder than any boast. You make eye contact, and when you do, you hold it, not to intimidate, but to connect. You don't look away or shrink under her gaze. You're not afraid of being seen for who you truly are. You look into her eyes with genuine interest and presence, letting her know that you're engaged, that you're truly here. You don't hide behind distractions or deflect. Your eyes are steady, open, and unflinching. That presence, that grounded, unwavering presence, is a high-value trait. It's not something you can fake. It's something that comes from knowing yourself, from owning your space, from being comfortable with who you are in any situation. And when you exude this kind of presence, she feels it. She feels the gravity of your attention, the depth of your focus, and the certainty of your being. It's rare, and what's rare commands respect. You don't react when she flirts for attention. You don't get jealous when she posts something suggestive. You don't lose composure when another man enters the room or when someone tries to challenge you. Instead, you smile, not out of arrogance, but because you know who you are. You know the value you bring. Your sense of self is so solid that the actions of others don't shake you. You've already claimed your ground, and that inner stability creates an emotional gravity that naturally draws people in without you needing to force anything. You don't need to be loud or make a spectacle of yourself. You're heard anyway, because your presence commands attention without you raising your voice. Your voice carries clarity, deliberate, measured, and impactful. Your energy precedes your arrival. It enters the room before your body does, and it speaks in a language far more powerful than words ever could. Your actions, your consistency, your ability to show up as the same man every day, these things speak volumes without you saying a word. You speak less about what you're going to do and focus more on what you've already done. You're not out here chasing admiration or sharing your plans just for the sake of being seen. You execute in silence, and when the results come, they speak for themselves. You let your accomplishments introduce you. There's no need to boast or make promises. Your track record does all the talking. You don't fear loss because you understand that anything or anyone that leaves your life only creates space for something greater. You've worked hard to become the person you are, and you know that whatever leaves was never meant to stay. That mindset gives you a quiet strength, a kind of untouchable power. It's not arrogance or indifference, it's the unshakable certainty that you are whole, regardless of what happens around you. This mindset makes you dangerous, but not in an aggressive way. It's the kind of danger that comes from being untouchable, unbothered by external circumstances. No one can control a man who is already full, who has cultivated his life, his values, and his self-worth in a way that no external forces can shake. She begins to respect you long before she fully understands you. Your behavior, how you carry yourself, how you stay composed and focused, speaks volumes. Your restraint in the face of challenges, your ability to remain grounded when others might lose their heads, it tells her that your value isn't surface level. It's not something that can be easily shaken or replaced. It's rooted deep within you, earned through experience and growth, and most importantly, it's protected fiercely. That's why the most powerful signal you can send is no signal at all. The real strength is in who you are when you're not performing, when you're not putting on a show. It's how you move through the world when no one's watching. The way you live when the audience is silent, that's the true reflection of your character. And you need little to be understood because you already understand yourself. You know who you are, and that self-awareness makes you both confident and magnetic. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If this message spoke to you or gave you something to think about, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new drop. I've got more real talk, more growth, and more power coming your way, so stay locked in. And if you're going through something right now, just remember, your silence can say more than 1,000 words ever could. Take care of yourself, keep rising, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.